to another episode of Popcorn Heroes.
Yeah.
With me, as always, is Pedro.
Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Look who's back. What's going on, everyone? This is the Popcorn Heroes review of Toy Story 4.
Food, you guys. Hey.
I am Armando. That douchebag is Orlando. And with me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello.
Hello.
I was waiting to see how long he was going to stay silent before he crashed your party.
I was letting him have his moment, and then I rewinded.
I have my moment every time you're not here, so.
That's good, man. So proud of you.
I'm so sorry.
So proud of you. All right, ladies and gents, we are reviewing Toy Story 4, the latest incarnation of the Toy Story saga.
Hopefully the last.
Hopefully the last.
There's only so much you can keep milking this franchise.
We say hopefully, but they're also good.
You got a friend in me. Oh, I thought you guys were going to keep talking so I could sing behind you.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Fucking douchebags.
yeah.
Anyways, we're going to start off as always. 1 out of 5. Let us know your rating. Straight to the point. No spoilers, kids. Let's keep it short and simple so we could get into it when we talk about it. Pedro, start off.
At 1 out of 5?
1 out of 5.
4.5.
Woo.
Damn.
I really liked it.
Nice.
It took me back in time again, the way this series always does.
Yeah.
It was a great, 3 perfectly ended the series, but this was a nice little epilogue to it.
Yep.
And it focused on...
That's the best way to say it.
It focused on Woody, the main character of all, where he didn't really get... he got an ending. But it's just an added-on ending to something else that was left open. So, no, it was just nice. It was... it's the only other place you could have gone with the story. But it had the funny parts. I like Keanu Reeves' character. I like the all the additional side characters. I don't want to go into spoilers yet. But
good.
I really enjoyed it.
All right, Orlando, what do you think?
Yeah, I give it a 4 as well.
Well, he gave it a 4.5.
Oh, I give it a 4. Whatever. I give it a 4, 4.5, whatever. I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Don't whatever. Choose your score. What is it?
You gotta make decisions here, man.
You gotta make a decision. Don't feel pressured by me. You were gonna say 4.
We're part of the Rotten Tomatoes meter, so we need to give.
That is true. That's true.
The answer's here.
Well, you can say this is certified fresh. I give it a 4 out of 5.
There you go.
I really liked it. It's like you said, man. You nailed it on the head. It's like a good epilogue for Woody. And these movies, they always feel like this needs to be the last one. This needs to be the last one. This definitely needs to be the last one. But if they're also good that, like, honestly, if they made a 5th one, I'm gonna watch it. Like,
right.
So
at this rate, you're right. They haven't done anything wrong.
They never done. Even when they think like, okay, you can't give us a reason to come back here, they give us a reason to come back.
Even their shorts, like they did like a Halloween special that was really good. I don't know if you guys saw it, and then they did like a Christmas special that was also really good. Which, funny enough, they had Easter eggs for both in this movie that I liked.
Yeah, they did. I didn't never watch it, but I read the articles about it.
Oh.
Orlando, I agree with you. 4 out of 5, definitely. You guys said pretty much everything. Like, it's a really entertaining movie. There's a lot of funny bits. The kids would love it. My kid liked it, and he was entertained by it the whole time. He wasn't really moving that much, so that's how I know he liked it.
He was just dead watching the movie.
Yeah, eating popcorn.
He's a certified kid fresh.
Kid fresh. And like revisiting the characters is always good. I just wish the gang itself had more to do, but I guess it's just Woody's story essentially. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it was a good movie. Like I definitely recommend you guys to watch it. Right. Pedro, what do you think?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude! Absolutely watch it. It's not the best of the 4, but it's definitely a must watch.
Orlando,
I think they're all top tier. So
do you recommend it?
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
100%.
Cool. Well, ladies and gents, if you haven't seen the movie, cut it off now. Look at the time in your Spotify. Because we're on Spotify now.
Oh, we got some news for you, Spotify.
So look at your Spotify. Look at the time you have right now and stop and come back to it after you watch it.
That's right. All right. Stop right now.
Stop. And if you're here, congrats, you saw the movie.
Or welcome back.
Or
you watched the movie.
You watched the movie.
All right.
Or maybe you're that person who doesn't give a fuck about spoilers. Tip of the hat for you. We have spoilers ahead.
Wait, tip of the hat for them, but go fuck yourself for me. when I look at spoilers.
Yeah, fuck you, Pedro. Don't spoil shit for yourself.
Before we get into the spoilers, I'm actually curious. How do you guys rank the movies?
That's a tough question to answer.
I
haven't
know.
figured it out yet.
Yeah.
For me, it's 3, 1, 4, 2.
But you agree though, they're all like 9s and 8s,
Yes.
right?
Well,
I mean,
no,
4s and 5s.
They're all 4 and up.
yeah.
Yes. But still, I'm curious how you rank them.
I honestly I haven't seen them in a long time, but I would have to say 3, 1, 4, and 2.
The exact same shit I just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say it to you.
Yeah.
I don't know, because when I watch 1, it's nostalgia, right? And I'm always a big person on nostalgia.
That's right, Mr. Avengers 1 is the greatest MCU movie ever.
Avengers 1 is the best one ever, man. So it's just nostalgia for me, right? So I can't. For me, they're all kind of the same. Graphically it gets better, blah blah blah, and all that bullshit. But 2 is really good. Like, it's not. I don't see it worse than 3. I don't see it worse than 1.
Because they're all good though. That's the thing, they're
That's what
all
I'm saying.
good.
Like, I can't rank them personally.
Okay.
Because they're just all that good, and I've seen them all so many times because of my kid now that I see it fucking multiple times, and like I watch it all the time and never get bored of neither one of them. So it's just like I don't know which one I could rank less than the other one.
Yeah.
So it's just hard. I don't know. I guess I'll have to let it marinate a little bit more.
Maybe we can do a Toy Story review where we review all the Toy Story movies.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Maybe we can. I like your idea, Orlando.
Damn.
I just don't like doing anything. Come on, buddy. Me and you, man.
I don't like doing anything. Okay.
Guy who edits and
Yeah.
hosts our podcast and does the social media on our podcast. Work harder, Pedro.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get into it, guys. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers.
Oh, we
Talk
already
about
said it. We
spoilers.
already said it. We're already in it.
We're already in it.
All right. So right off the bat, I was a little confused because they didn't have an animated short before the Pixar movie. So when they said, what was it, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, however many years ago they
So
said.
me and Orlando came in late. So Orlando didn't see anything until Woody was in the closet.
Right,
Orlando?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So he missed the Bo Peep part and all that
Jesus,
stuff,
you
man.
missed everything.
So what did we miss? What did I miss?
Oh my God. All right. So it starts off with 6 years ago, just to say a number. Maybe it was 7, 8, 9.
Some shit like that.
6 years ago. And then it cuts to RC. The RC car is like in danger outside, like being swept away in a drain or whatever.
Oh, shit.
So Woody and Bo Peep are like, oh, we got to save him. So they come up with this like plan where they dangle off and with Slinky so that Woody can grab him.
So wait, this is like living with Andy still?
Yeah, still living with Andy. It's a flashback to when Andy's still a kid.
Okay. Oh,
Because
okay.
remember, between Toy Story 2 and 3, somehow in between those two movies, Bo Peep disappeared.
Right.
And when Toy Story 3 starts, he's like, oh, we've lost a few on the way, and he starts naming a few, and then he goes Bo Peep, and then you're just kind of like, what? Like, we're just going to leave it as that? So, pretty much, he's reaching for RC, and he has a little bit left to reach it. So Bo Peep actually goes in with the cane and gives him enough like leg space to be able to go and grab RC. And then they end up saving RC, but that's at the same time that the mom's cleaning out the sister's room.
Molly's room.
Yeah, Molly's room. So it's like, oh, time to clean, So they grab Bo Peep, grab the lamp, the sheep or whatever, and stuff him in a box. And then Woody's like, what the fuck? So he goes down to the box under the car, or right when it's about to get packed, when no one's looking. And they start talking, and she's like, well, toys get lost all the time. So,
So essentially, Bo Peep was being donated to a neighbor who had a little girl who couldn't sleep in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so she was saying like,
So she was being donated, yeah.
Yeah. So, but pretty much she was like, hey, toys get lost all the time, kind of like giving him a face, pretty much saying like, jump in here with me. Like, we'll run away together.
Damn.
And then that's when Andy comes out the door and he's like, Woody, where's Woody? And you see him like look at Woody, then look at Bo Peep. And he's just like, and he made his choice. So he stayed with Andy.
Oh, that makes more sense now,
Yeah.
like, because of the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie, remember when he's at the end? Let's fucking skip to the end.
Yeah.
Where he's holding on and he kind of like looks down like he's grabbing onto it. That's exactly the same pose when he was holding onto the box, and he was gonna make the choice again.
Right.
So yeah, he just made the choice differently at the end, thanks to Buzz. But yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, the beginning was so important.
Yeah, it's huge.
So yeah, that's
and
pretty
then
much
it
what you missed.
kind of fast forwards to Andy playing with him, and it's just like clips of Andy playing with him
and getting older
and then
older.
getting older, and then essentially him giving away to Bonnie.
Yeah.
And that's where you came in, where Bonnie, the mom stuffs them all in the closet.
Yeah.
And that's where you came in, and they're all in the closet trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
and then Bonnie's pretty much getting ready for toy time, and then starts picking all the other toys, but doesn't pick Woody. And
Right.
Woody's in the and that's probably when you walked in, when they're like, "Hey, you haven't been picked the last few times."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah,
the last
whatever."
3 times.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, whatever."
I'm not counting. He's like, but I am.
Oh, yeah.
so funny.
The clock.
The clock was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's interesting because like it makes sense that this movie focused on Woody, because in the last 3 movies we've seen like his growth in terms of like he's always been a toy, like his main purpose was for the owner,
Yeah, Andy's toy.
and then even in this movie you see that like the toys, their like main like goal is to become like someone's
to
toy,
be played with.
to be played with, or be a kid's toy.
The way I took it as it's their job to be a parent.
Yeah,
That's essentially what it is. Like they help the kid grow or whatever, you know. And even when he jumped in with Bonnie's like backpack, because she was like getting like anxiety first day of school, and he's like, wait, I got to be there for her.
yeah. It's like
So
it's
it-
a
it-
purpose.
Yeah,
It's a purpose in life.
Yeah, to me, I connected it to like a parent mentality
Right.
in this one. So pretty much it was this movie asked the question, like, when all that is done and your
Like,
purpose is fulfilled,
like,
what
what do you
next?
do? Yeah.
What do you do? And then the answer pretty much is live for yourself at this point.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to pretty much when the kids go off to college, what now? You know, and
Right.
it's like, well, yeah, I got me.
And that's why it's like the perfect ending for at least Woody in the sense, because he was the one that he's been through with Andy like his whole life, and then now he has Bonnie, who clearly he's not the favorite toy, which he's used to being the favorite toy.
Right. That was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, and he has to let go of the fact that like he's not the favorite.
Yeah.
And he had a moment with Buzz, but it was always Buzz and him.
Right.
So
Yeah, that was more of like a sharing. This one's more like, no, it's done.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're fucking over the hill, essentially.
There's certain moments in the movie where I feel like that like they've lost some form of character development. Like I think like Buzz felt dumber than I remember him being.
I mean, he did think he was a toy.
Yeah, but that's at the
I mean,
beginning.
he thought it was a real.
Yeah, but that was at the beginning. That was the very first movie, and we had 2 movies of character development. He's had.
So you thought the inside voice joke was like
it's just
kind of
dumb.
dumb because he's used his voice several times.
Yeah, and I just felt like it was just for the sake of the gag.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
it's definitely for a gag,
Yeah.
but
yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying. But I feel like that diminished his character development he's had throughout fucking 3 movies.
Well,
already.
wasn't he reset in the 3rd movie?
He was reset in the 3rd movie.
So maybe that reset, like everything he's learned.
they can always write that in.
but the
sure.
thing is that like he still remembered everything.
Right.
So like I don't think that's. I think they just made him that way because they needed something to do with him, and
Yeah.
that's an ongoing gag. Don't get me wrong, the gag was pretty funny, but I just felt like it kind of diminished him
As a character. Yeah.
I was gonna say something you were saying earlier was that you wish that they had more of the gang.
Yeah, I did. Like, because for me, it's always about Woody and the gang, you know. And this time, the gang didn't do shit. To be honest with you, like
No.
they were barely in the movie.
Right. Yeah. It was just Buzz, if anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even the roundup and the whole gang. Like no.
yeah, nobody. Not even the original toys did anything.
And I
or
noticed.
nothing.
So Don Rickles, which is the voice of Potato Head, he was a famous comedian. He had died. So when I saw him here, I'm like, oh shit, is his character even gonna say anything?
Well, they use old clips and stuff.
Yeah. He just used like, hey, watch it.
Yeah.
What? Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's clearly from previous movies. They just added
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So probably maybe that's one of the reasons they didn't want to use the gang, because if they use the gang, they have to use pork chop. But I don't know. It's just
Slinky, you mean?
oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Who's
Slinky.
pork chop?
The piggy bank. I thought it was
okay.
the pig.
Oh, Ham.
Ham.
Mm-hmm.
Pork chop.
Because yeah, he's evil Dr. Pork Chops.
Okay, got it.
So
I was gonna say you've seen the movie
Man.
lately, so you got something mixed up. That makes sense.
deep cut. I was like, oh, okay.
Good one.
So yeah, it's I don't know. It just felt like
Yeah.
a lot of the stories were kind of diminished from. Like I felt Woody's story was kind of diminished. I was just like, man, he should like watching the movie. I'm like, he should have just stayed with Andy. Like,
But he can't stay with Andy. Andy's a grown up already.
Yeah.
no, but Andy was going to take him to college. that's the whole point. Like if you remember the part 3, in part 3, Andy had a choice between putting him in the attic or putting him in the box to college, and he put him in the box to college. So like my thing is like, and even Woody later on in the movie mentions that like, oh, like I wanted to see him do what he does, where he ends up doing, and like where he goes, and like I wanted to be part of his life. And I wish they would have done that. Like I wish they would have got, because if they were thinking, they probably weren't thinking about this, because they probably, when they were doing 3, they were thinking like, oh, this is it, this is the end.
Right.
But even if they had the slight chance of doing a future movie, like I just wish he would have been with Andy.
So do you think that you would have preferred him being with Andy, and then Andy has kids and he gives a kid?
I really love that idea, because in the end, like these movies, these Toy Story movies are directed at us. We grew up with those movies, and we're all at that point of like the majority of the people our age
have kids.
They have kids, or they've had toys they've been holding on to. Right. And even our like us, our age group, fucking plays with toys or collects toys.
So don't you think this movie is targeted at us? Like at this point, we
for sure it is targeted at us.
At this point, we have kids, right? And then the kids go off to college, and then it's like, now what?
I mean, we're not there yet,
right? But I'm just saying that's what it's getting to. It's like, oh, the kid's gone. Now what? I can't be there for him like how Woody, he's not there for him. So the message all makes sense, and it's all as Woody as a parent, like him going through the pains.
I kind of like this better, because it kind of like says like living your life to be a toy for a kid isn't the only thing you can do. It's not all you're meant to be. Like you're more than just a toy.
Mm-hmm. But that's all what they've done.
Yeah, but that's the message of the movie. Like
the message of the movie is
even when they're lost toys, they still want to be toys.
Yeah, but what I meant, like you don't have to be somebody's toy. Okay. Like you can like live your life. Like
it's even the part at the end. He's like, "Oh, he's a lost toy now." He's like, "No, he's found."
Yeah, and then it's just like now, that. Like
he's not lost
because even
anymore.
at the end, like the after credit, it's not him like going to homes, because he clearly can do that.
He's helping all the toys.
He's helping everybody else find a home.
Yeah. Right.
So like that's his purpose now, like bring joy to others, and like I don't know,
and himself,
because
it's like what the doll said to him, like you've experienced all that love, all that attention, like you've done all that stuff. Like I wish I had that too. So I guess he's like in this moment now, he's like, oh, I'm gonna give that to other people. Like, I wanted to feel that joy that I had.
And I think that's a better send off for the character than to him to repeat the cycle of like, I'm gonna be someone's toy again.
The never ending. I mean, Buzz can go on with the never ending cycle if he wants, but Woody obviously went a different route. So it is nice to see the two routes that they could have been taken.
And then with Buzz, like he never, because Woody is so gung ho about being a toy for a child. Buzz doesn't have that problem. Like most of them want to be played, but they never have like that longing desire.
Well, Buzz also has Jessie,
right?
Even though this movie didn't focus on it, because they didn't want to take it away from him. Like I understand why they didn't focus on the rest of the group. We've got 3 movies to already know everything about the group, and they didn't have story arcs to keep going. Like they had nothing. I'm sure they could have come up with something. I'm sure they tried doing one with Buzz, sort of, not really a story arc, but that gag. But it was just for laughs.
Right.
It really was just Woody that had an arc to go through. So I'm glad that they just focused on him.
Me too.
If this was the first movie, and then I would have been like, yo, what about the other toys? But we had 3 movies to know the other toys.
Well, if you think about it, the first 2 movies were all about Woody. The third movie was about the gang.
All 4 are about Woody, honestly.
But
he's the main character.
He is the main character, but if you watch 3, he is not the primary focus of 3. It's more of like the gang of like, hey, what are we gonna do now? Like
true.
So it's,
but he still is.
He's a character. He will always be the main character, but he's not the primary focus. Yeah. But he's the primary focus of 1. He's the primary focus of 2. And he's the primary focus of 4.
I do think that 1 though, like, gave you a good look into the gang and who they are as characters.
2 as well, with the Al's Toy Barn.
So
like Rex had his moment, that he was like a gamer and all that stuff, and then like they all had their extra
that's what I'm going, like all the gang always had moments in all these movies
except for 4,
except this one.
The
gang didn't really have shit to do, literally.
I'm,
They were
I'm-
literally stuck in the RV the whole time.
I'm okay with it because they introduced some new characters that, yeah, they had small moments, but I enjoyed them. Like Key and Peele's character, or was it Bunny and Duck?
Bunny and Ducky.
I
Yeah.
freaking loved those guys.
Yeah, they were pretty
Even
good.
though they clearly were just Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Like,
Basically,
like
yeah.
basically, like the jokes are exactly the same. Like I felt like I was watching almost a skit from Key and Peele with their
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, they wrote their own jokes probably.
I
Probably.
have no doubt in my
Yeah,
mind,
I'm
but
pretty sure.
it was so funny, especially when they're doing their stories, like
Oh my God,
like
when
the plush rush, and then it just started getting more and more exaggerated.
Oh my god, that shit was so fucking funny, man. The both times I saw this movie, the audience was laughing the most at that gag.
Yeah,
Everybody was fucking laughing about it, especially the last one when they're telling the story of the grandma doing all these things, and they're like, "Wait, what the hell? Hurry up!" We're just like, "No, calm down. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better." And the grandma's going through all this process, going to sleep, taking a shower.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
she's in the bath drinking her wine.
Yeah. And then they finally come up at night when she's finally sleeping, and then they do the plush rush on her. So like that whole gag that was super funny. It was so hilarious. And they were probably the funniest characters in the movie.
No, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Although I did also like, what'd you guys think of Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom?
I mean, he wasn't bad, but like I was telling you, I think I told you, and I definitely told you, Pat. It was like he's not a voice actor, dude. Like he was alright. I felt like
Agreed.
I felt like Michael Keaton in 3 was super funny,
Of course.
and like it was so on point. Like it was just the way the emotions through the voice and like the way he acted, and it was just so funny. And like Keanu Reeves was just kind of like, I know they were trying to go for like, ooh, yeah, but he didn't even emote that well enough for me. He was okay. Like he had funny lines, but I felt like the delivery could have been better and would have made it even more funnier, you know?
I agree with you that he definitely isn't a voice actor, but for this character, because this character was very basic, and yeah, he had his little backstory with the French kid and all that stuff that was funny. Yeah, this was just pretty much made for him.
Right.
And
Like, how can we give you some lines? And
yeah, like
you-
something that's close enough for your acting caliber, because we all love Keanu Reeves as much as the next person, but his acting caliber is nowhere near Michael Keaton's, because I know you're comparing the two. So yeah, definitely not. But no, I thought his character was really funny.
Yeah.
Especially the flashback. You know, the
What is the kid's name? Francois? Some shit like that.
Francois. No, it's just a commercial. I can't do that. I thought it was so funny because I'm like, dude, it's so true. Because you
is
look at those
true.
commercials and you know,
so
like,
epic.
and really tiny, there's the asterisks and it's like, cannot do that in real life. Just on a commercial.
I love those commercials, man. They're so funny.
No, batteries not included. You know, like it was one of those. So it was really
It's
funny.
I was reading an article that saying that the first appearance of Duke Kaboom was in Incredibles 2. He was a Jack's toy.
You know, someone mentioned that after the trailer, the second trailer for this movie. Yeah, they mentioned that. I fucking love that.
Yeah,
Did you
love
guys
that.
catch where the Pizza Planet was?
No.
So I looked it up because I didn't catch it
I
either.
caught the bottle cap,
The grape from Up, yeah,
from Up, and I caught something else. I
The
couldn't.
Dynaco, the gas station.
Dynaco.
The Gyneco, I caught that, and what else?
Apparently, when Buzz was stuck on the prize thing, they had the guitar that's in Coco,
Oh.
and they had the Luxo ball there, or something with the Luxo ball symbol on it.
Right.
I don't know.
But so the Pizza Planet truck didn't really show up exactly.
No.
So the part where Buzz flies and he gets hit and lands in front of the porta potty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy like hits him open with the door.
Yeah, the Carney.
The Carney guy. Yeah, the Carney guy is like, yeah, man. He clearly the weed head.
Yeah.
He has a tattoo on his leg, and the tattoo is the Pizza Planet truck.
Oh,
shit.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't see?
someone took a-
A113.
Yes, it wasn't there. There was something else. No,
I didn't
because
see.
it's not a Brad Bird movie. That's why. A113 is only Brad Bird.
Oh, really? I thought it was in every Pixar movie.
It's Brad Bird because actually no, it is in some. You're right. I guess it just depends.
I've seen it in every Pixar movie.
I think it's because this director didn't go to that classroom. It's just a reference to the students from that classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I've
In The Incredibles, they always have it.
Yeah, I've seen it. You know, again, I've seen these movies multiple times, and I've seen A113 in a majority of all
You're right.
these Pixar movies.
It is in most of them, but it wasn't in this one.
The only one I didn't notice in is probably Coco. I haven't found it.
I'll have to look up and see if which ones they are or aren't in. But I know for sure it wasn't in this one.
So, what do you guys think of I guess quote unquote the villain of the movie?
Yeah, the antagonist. I freaking loved her actually
Yeah.
because it was like it was cool because it was creepy. It was a nice build up with the dolls or whatever, and she's clearly like up to something, like sizing her up. She was like a mob boss,
Right.
pretty much in the place, and I like that because she's intimidating, but then she's like all cute and sweet. But then there's something nefarious about her. So it was a really nice contrast with how they wrote the character in the scenes, because you're kind of like, shit, they're getting tricked right now, especially Forky. But I really liked her character, and I knew that she was gonna have a redeeming arc for sure.
Right.
Just with the way it was playing, I'm like, oh, they're not doing a legit villain anymore. Because they had Sid, they had Stinky Pete, and they had I can't remember the bear right now, the strawberry bear. But anyway, so they've had like legit villains in all three.
Well, I think the strawberry bear guy, I forgot his name too, but I think he, like, you kind of feel bad for him. Because, like, like, he's not...
Well, I mean, you do feel bad for them, sort of. Yeah, in a way.
In a way.
But they were still played off as no redeeming moments.
Yeah.
It was like, a backstory that you care about, but no redeeming moments.
Because, like, I think the strawberry bear, correct me wrong, his thing was, like, that you guys...
He was abandoned.
Yeah, he was abandoned. So he was just, like,
He was
like,
bitter.
He had a grudge, basically.
Yeah.
And what about Stinky Pete? What was his thing?
Stinky Pete was tired of being locked up.
No,
he wanted to be in display.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but he was tired of being locked up. He was tired of being in boxes. Like, he wanted to be
that's
out and seen.
You want to be a display. Yeah, pretty much like, hey, look, I'm worth something too.
I wanted to be seen by the kids.
And he needed
nobody.
Woody.
Everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wanted Stinky Pete.
Right.
Everybody always wanted everybody else. And then when the Space Toys came out, he was like
Forgotten.
Yeah. Like,
and he needed the full set. That's why he kept Woody. He stole him.
Yeah. So A113 came out in the movie.
It did.
Yes, but it is masquerading as a vintage 70s pattern. So it must be like in an antique store somewhere.
You know what? Now that you mention that, there must be so many Easter eggs in the antique store that people are just gonna frame by frame that shit and find it.
Well, there's another one here. It's apparently the key that they used to open the
display case.
The display case is actually in the form of a keyblade. So it's a nod to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So the one that I did notice, remember when the phone rang and he had to like pose with the phone?
Yeah.
That's like a throwback to the Mickey phones. Because remember, Mickey used to pose like that. That's when I caught it. I'm like, oh, I
was looking at it. I'm like, that looks so familiar. Where's that from?
I'm like, I see what you did there, Mickey Mouse phone. And so someone told me that in the antique store, one of the records that was playing, it was made by the guy from Coco, the douchey artist guy. The musician, the one that's like the father.
the main guy.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
So
right now.
It wasn't the Remember
De La
Me song.
Cruz or some shit like that.
De La Cruz. It wasn't the Remember Me song, but it was another song by him that was there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That
yeah,
is
so
pretty cool.
it shows that it's all in the same universe, and
Right.
he had multiple songs and shit like that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
And then finally, I guess what you think about the newest character, Forky.
Yes. So when I saw that first teaser, I was like, I'm excited for Toy Story and mad.
Yeah.
But this character looks shitty.
Yeah.
Looks terrible. And then I think I saw the trailer after showing that the reason why he's acting so fucking freaked out is because he was made from nothing.
Right.
Like just trash and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, this can go a cool route, because I was already thinking real existential, like what makes a toy a toy? If you just put two things together and a kid imagines it's a toy, does he suddenly come to life? Like, I was like, yo, they can get real deep with this shit. And yeah, they played with it, but it was mostly Woody's movie.
Yeah, they didn't get too deep, but it was clearly like, I'm not a toy, I'm trash.
Yeah.
Like,
Trash!
I love that beginning scene with him in the trash. It was so funny. It was a great way to introduce Forky. Because like you said in the trailer, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Like, it's so weird.
He's an annoying comedy sidekick.
Yeah.
Who cares? But then it's like,
it made so much sense, and it played out really, really well.
Yeah, and they have a good part where basically like where Woody's telling him like his story about with Andy, and it's like what it means to be a toy, because now you are a toy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like, he's my trash, and he's like, oh my god, we got to get you back. He's your trash. Like as soon as he did that, he was like, oh my god.
Trash?
And I liked how he actually listened and remembered everything, because then when he's telling
Gabby.
the Gabby, he's like telling the whole life story, so she's just building up more ammo.
Did you guys like her redemption arc?
I did.
Yeah.
I liked it because I was telling Orlando, we had 3 movies of typical villains. I mean, yeah, they had their things, but at the end of the day, they were still villain. They didn't have redeeming arcs. They were just, defeated.
Right.
So it was kind of nice to get a change of that. It was pretty cool. I knew, I had a feeling it was coming. Like once he got the voice box, I thought if he's gonna run away with Bo Peep, what does he need that voice box for?
Yeah.
So obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I did like how they kind of played it off as like she drugged him and like stole his kidneys, like those type of stories.
Essentially.
So I was like, oh shit, this shit got like real
went dark.
fucking dark. Yeah, man.
I did like it in the sense of like I said, it's even the last couple movies, it just shows that every toy's desire is to be played with and to be like loved by a child. That's why the Strawberry Bear had a fucking issue. That's why
Stinky Pete
had an issue. Like these people are not played, and so throughout the timeline of Toy Story, it just keeps bringing up that like a toy's purpose is a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even at the end where like Gabby gets to have her own child, it kind of like okay, now that's her moment. Now what about you? What do you like? You have to finally like let it go because
Right.
you've had your child, and now it's time to like just.
Yeah, that scene with Gabby when she gets picked up by what's her name, Henrietta, some shit like that. That shit was sad. Like the movie was setting up the like that's her girl. Like
Oh, right. Yeah.
and then she's like, fuck it, I don't want
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. And I was like, oh
Yeah,
after
no.
everything she went through.
Crushed, dude. But I like the scene that she chose the girl at this point because
Yeah.
you know they're about to escape. Oh, we're gonna go play with Bonnie, and then she sees the girl. She's like, damn, like that's one that really needs me. And then
Yeah.
and then that's when she chose it. Like, yeah, this is it. You guys can just drop me off here, and then we'll work it from there. I really like that. And that was what solidified her as not being selfish.
Yeah.
Because if she was just like, hey, I just want to get played with or whatever, you know, it's nice. She would have just gone with Bonnie.
Exactly.
But it showed that she had a redeeming,
cared.
like a
Yeah.
heart. Yeah, she actually cared.
Yeah.
She just went to fucking extremes, you know,
Yeah,
out of
way
desperation.
too. Yeah, she wouldn't work around.
But no, it was. I thought it was a very good, complex character that they kind of put in there. I liked it.
Did you guys like the? Did you like Bonnie?
Bonnie?
I mean, Bonnie's hardly
not
in the
Bonnie.
movie.
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
I actually really liked Bo Peep.
Bo Peep's always been like that. That she always had like that sass to her in
Yeah,
terms
she
of
always
like
had it.
a tough girl, like play no bullshit kind of like
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, but
Always
you
had it.
really see it to
Yeah.
like the extreme, which I
course.
liked. I really liked it because it makes sense. It wasn't. So I remember ahead of time, before, you know, when the trailers are coming out, they showed the costume change and all that. There was someone at work like, oh my God, they're doing this whole pushing the agenda, you know, the feminist agenda.
But
in
she's
Disney
always
movies.
been like that.
Exactly. I'm like, well, she's always been like that, but you know, maybe that's exaggerated. But then when you see her backstory, like in the story, like she was trapped there for so long and pretty much said, you know what? Fuck it. Like I was with my kid and my kid left me and I was trapped here. So I don't need this. So then
Yeah.
that's all you need to become like fully independent, like fuck the world. Even she was more too exaggerated into fuck the world. That's why when
course,
she
yeah.
saw Woody, she's like, damn, you know what? Like I'm a little too extreme. Like that's why I love Woody because he's so passionate about that stuff. So
Yeah, especially at the end when basically he's like, nah, we have to go back because he would come back for me and blah blah.
yeah,
So
exactly.
It's what he would do.
So that was her arc. She
Yeah.
went from fuck everything, you're weak, you know, you care about kids, like you're stupid, I'm lost and I'm free. And then she's like, wait, yeah, okay. So I thought she had a great arc.
Yeah.
And there was nothing rushed. There was nothing like pushed in your face. I thought it was
No.
great.
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
love what they did with her in this movie.
Did you guys actually feel there was pushing agenda in this movie?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Pushing is a strong word. Yeah, the agenda, I guess, is there, but it flowed so naturally and
I don't even think that the agenda is there because that character archetype has been there since day one.
No, I'm just talking about not Bo Peep, but just the movie itself.
So I feel that they said, all right, if we're gonna make another one, we have to have a strong female lead because Jessie from Woody's Roundup, I guess she's a strong like supporting, but they need a strong lead. So they're like, let's put Bo Peep back in here. Like when they're planning the cookie crumbs for this, and they're like, all right, let's do it.
I mean, but even in the sense of like, let's have
So I think the premise came from this, but what they made was a masterpiece.
yeah, it even makes sense though to have such a strong female lead in terms of Bo Peep because like, how else are we gonna give Woody another motivation to leave
Absolutely.
a child?
Oh, no,
like, there's nothing else greater to Woody than a child.
This is true.
Other than love, like
Yeah.
So like.
and her, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
it makes sense.
Even though like the pushy agenda thing, I can't really like buy into it because it's just like it makes sense with
Yes.
the character, with like the
It
motivation for both characters. I just think it's just overall like the way it's told, I can't see it being told another way.
I don't think the agenda was being pushed by Bo Peep. And to be honest with you, like Bo Peep has always been Bo Peep. But what I remember, there's this lady, Grace, the one I
Oh yeah,
tell you
yeah.
about,
Yeah, the reviewer.
the reviewer. There's one thing that she did mention that kind of like it kind of
Took her out of it.
no that it kind of like sparked the plug in me of like there was something that I felt very uncomfortable with. It was the beginning of the movie where she essentially says like she goes with the idea of like she didn't like the fact that like they put down Woody to raise somebody else essentially. So her idea is like you don't need to have females put down the male characters in order to make the females better.
Oh yeah, because there was the part where Woody's like trying to learn the ropes of the society, like the way it is. Like he's like, oh, what do you mean you're in the hallway? Yeah, she was in the hallway. He's an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
I get it.
like
Yeah.
in the beginning of the movie where Bonnie takes away the star from him and puts it on Jesse and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, you're talking
there's-
about that.
There's moments like, but that the whole entire beginning section, that entire section of like Woody trying to get used to things or whatever. So like, I saw where she was coming from, and I that's one of the part of the things I didn't like about the beginning of the movie was that like how Woody could even like.
Well, that star thing is at the end though when he
No,
No.
it's in the beginning.
doesn't he give he gives his sheriff star.
But Bonnie takes it away from Woody in the closet and puts it on Jesse.
Yeah, you probably didn't walk into the movie yet.
Oh,
you probably didn't see that.
and I guess.
But at the end, that's awesome. That's a great way. That's a passing the torch type of thing.
Yes,
that was
it was.
fucking awesome. I love that he did that. But like that, just the beginning dynamics of Woody and the whole room dynamics. I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know. It just felt off to me. And when she finally said that, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like that makes sense to me. Like I could see how that idea
Yeah.
was like I could see that idea she said. I'm like, oh fuck, that's part of the reason why I felt so off about the beginning of the movie. I just didn't really like how Woody was acting in the beginning, or how like everybody was just trying to like, yeah, shut the fuck up, Woody. Like we get it, and it is whatever. I don't know. It just felt weird to me. I don't know. Just that whole opening sequence. just
Speaking
kinda
of
bothered me.
that, there was a scene that was like, I wouldn't say it's that subtle, but where he's actually talking about, you got to get back to Bonnie, you got to get back to Andy, and then he just like slipped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it pretty much showed that that's what he still saw it as.
when
Yeah.
he was walking.
Yeah, when he was walking with Forky,
Yeah.
that slip, I was like, "Ooh, that's good."
Yeah, that was a really good slip.
I was
Yeah.
like, "That's a nice
That was
touch right
really
there."
good, yeah.
He was really
It
just
was
like,
awesome.
I mean, we all felt it, but him saying was like, "Oh, that was good."
Right, yeah, and it shows that he's like not over it. Like he's still like
Right.
hurt that he's no longer with Andy, and then he's still like
But that was the choice he made.
right. But sometimes even though you make choices, they're not easy.
Yeah.
and then they can still
Yeah.
you can still be like feel it. You can still feel like regretful of it, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
And the other thing I didn't like was at the end when he was just so fucking obsessed with Forky, and everybody's like, "Yo, dude, like let it go," and that fucking annoyed me.
I mean, he was obsessed with Forky because that's his purpose. Remember,
Yeah.
he said, "Without
Yeah.
this, what am I?"
yeah, but just that whole thing was just fucking annoying. It was getting annoying to me.
I understood it.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be. I took it as it was supposed to be annoying.
Yeah,
because it's
because-
like, yo, you need to like fucking wake up. Like, it's okay. It's okay for you not to be the center of attention or
Yeah.
have to, be so pushy. And he's always been pushy. Like even Toy Story 1, he was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
He always has those sparks of annoying, but it's just enough to have him like come back.
And I think it was needed in terms of a character development of like you said, like without this, I have no purpose. Like I'm clearly not the favorite anymore. If Forky is, I need to make sure he is in the limelight. He's in the spotlight, and I can't let Bonnie down. So I have to like have Forky shine, but I get to feel like I shined in that moment.
Right. Because he's shining, I'm a part of that, so I still feel good about
I still
it.
feel good. Like that's how he was. Like he was like
Yeah, he's just addicted to that feeling.
yeah.
Yeah. It was freaking great.
So yeah, I just thought the movie in general was just overall great.
yeah, it was a good movie.
And I liked how they kept at the end. They played that she's still creating people
Yeah,
because they had Jesse come back and go, "Oh, she made a friend." They're like,
She-
"Oh
she-
yeah," and he
she
goes,
made the
"No,
knife."
she made a friend," and it's knifey, and then he's like, "Oh, here we go again, trash." Oh, like all that stuff.
I love how at the end she was like, "So how are we alive?" He's like, "I don't know." And then his eye droops down.
Yeah, it was all.
That gag was so funny. Every time he got serious, he looks at you and the eye droops down. That shit was so funny.
So you think? Well, you guys think they're gonna make a part 5?
They
I
can
don't
do.
want-
They can do the spin-offs. Like I
can.
said, the Halloween spin-off, the
Like a
Hawaiian
whole movie?
spin-off.
Oh, like a shorts.
Yeah,
like
they're like
Shorts.
15 minute shorts. There's
Yeah.
quite a few of them, and they're all really good. All of them are good. And actually, one of them in the Halloween one, that's where they introduced Combat Carl,
Yeah.
which
Oh
is like
my
which is
God.
the Black GI Joe, and
So
it's
good.
And it's voiced by Carl Weathers. So it's like Combat Carl. You know, there were like 3 of them, and
Yeah.
then the ongoing joke was that he missed the high
The high
five.
fives.
He missed the high five from like Woody. He missed the high five from Duke Kaboom.
Yeah.
So
No. Duke Kaboom finally gave him the high
he
five.
gave him the high five at the
It
end.
was the other comeback Carl that didn't give him the high five.
Did you watch that, Erlen, at the end?
Yeah, I
The
saw it.
after
No,
credits.
he didn't watch the after.
I didn't
after
watch it.
credits.
No, I didn't watch it.
So the after credits is the Pixar symbol again, and you know how the Luxo lamp goes
Yeah.
up and hops. It's Duke Kaboom on his bike hopping on it,
Oh, nice.
and then you see the Combat Carl in the winter, the one that was missing the high fives. He's like, yeah, and then he goes in and puts his hand up, and there's like that one like slight second of pause, and then he gives him the high five, and he goes, yeah, like he finally got the high five, and I'm like, oh, so good.
It's so fucking funny.
I love that, man.
But do you guys think they're gonna make an actual feature film? Like
I don't think so.
I don't-
5?
We can't say I don't think so because we thought
Oh no,
3 was it.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna say they won't, but I personally do
Yeah.
not think so. I
don't
don't think
want
they'll
it.
make another one, but anything is possible.
You
at
don't
this
want
point.
it, but you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
To make it.
I didn't want
You would
4.
hope so.
I didn't want 4 until I didn't want 3 until I watched 3. I didn't want 4 until I watched 4. So I mean, who the fuck knows at this point?
Right.
As long as they keep coming up with some way to change it up,
What do you think?
because none of these are the same stories over and
Yeah,
over,
do
which
you-
is perfect.
Do you think they can make like just go to a new child, a new set of toys entirely?
Nah, that would suck. Because imagine Toy Story without Woody and Buzz. At the end of the day, it's Woody and Buzz's. Sure, this one focused more on Woody, but it still is
but
about them.
I can't no longer see it to get them together again.
No. Oh, dude, in that ending, dude, I got teary-eyed at that ending.
Which one?
Where they finally split up at the end, and he goes
Oh, yeah.
to infinity and
And
beyond.
beyond.
I was like, fuck, so good.
I don't know. I thought.
I got chills on that one.
I think 3 had like the most in terms of tearjerker.
Of course, because
Yeah.
it was the end of an era, but this one is like the end of the end of the era. This is
Yeah.
like they're split up until they meet again.
If they ever can.
If
meet
they ever
again.
can, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I thought it was really good. The whole ending.
I really hope they don't make any more.
Yeah, I hope so. No.
Shorts all day.
For
Feature
sure.
film? No.
No, because the shorts you could do it. You don't need both of them together.
You
Right.
don't.
Like Buzz could be in the room with the kid with the kids.
Like I was saying,
or
there was
whatever.
one short that was just about Ken and Barbie going on a honeymoon. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was just them doing their honeymoons with the doll sets.
Right.
It was
Pretty
great.
cool. Yeah. and then you have a short with Woody in the carnival and stuff like that. Like,
Yep.
you don't need both of them together. But if you make a movie, like, how are you gonna bring them together?
Mm-hmm.
And like,
It's gonna be very weird and forced.
yeah, exactly. It's gonna be forced. So they shouldn't even think about doing another one. Like, they should just leave it like this. That's it. Like, be happy with what you've done and create other stories. Like, and that's one of the things that Pixar needs the most is to start creating more new stories and like stop.
well,
the
I
sequels.
mean, we'll get into that when it happens. But they are making one and it doesn't look good. So
oh yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like they've had hit and misses. You know what I'm saying? But like they should stop the sequels. Like, so you have Cars 3 ended perfectly. Like there shouldn't be anything more.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2 had
There could be a 3.
They could
There
be a 3
for sure.
but it ended well enough that I wouldn't want them to come back again. Like
Agreed.
they could always make another one, but
Yeah.
like leave it as it is. It's great as it is, unless you age them.
Agreed.
Like that's what if they're gonna do anything, age them, which they should have done with this one. I felt. And then they did Finding Nemo. They made it Finding Dory.
Right.
And that story, we didn't need Finding Dory, but Finding Dory was
Yeah.
good enough. But it wrapped up the story well enough that just like leave it go.
And he did Monsters University.
They
the
did Monster
prequel.
U, which I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think Monsters U was as good as Monsters Inc.
Of
and I don't
course.
think I had having Monsters University didn't add anything to the mythos of.
No.
So it's just.
I like
it was
Mon-
I mean,
frivolous.
it added to the mythos.
I like Monty.
How did
Python.
it add to the mythos?
It added that they had to go to school to learn how to be monsters.
I didn't need that.
And it showed why.
Well, why scary the thing?
And why he bullies them now, the Steve Buscemi guy, because
Yeah.
he was the one getting bullied by them. So when he grew up, he's like, "Oh fuck you guys!" So it
Yeah.
showed the rivalry. So it added to the mythos. Was
I
it needed? No, but it added to the
I
mythos.
thought it was a good movie though.
It was a great movie.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it was it was frivolous.
But
It was irrelevant. I just didn't think like
Sounds pretty relevant to me.
the
to
other
me.
ones always added more to the movies. I don't think Monsters U did anything.
It added a lot to the mythos and to the universe.
But anyways, tomato. This is Toy Story 4.
But yeah, that's it. Any last thoughts?
That's-
No.
Oh, one quick skit that I liked when they were fucking up the car with them trying to drive away and they kept like slamming the brakes and all
yeah.
that shit. That was a cool little funny little
Yeah,
joke.
that was a good gag.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, the other one too was Forky when he was closing the door when the dad kept opening it.
Oh yeah,
And they were upstairs and Forky's like, oh bye, and like wait, Forky, what are you doing here?
And that's when-
I thought that was pretty.
that was also a good way to speed up the goodbye.
Yeah.
If not, they would have been like hugging all day, and it's like, oh, well, bye, all right,
yeah,
peace.
exactly. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Let us know what you thought about Toy Story 4.
There's only
That's-
one answer. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, people have opinions, right?
I mean, it's like 100% Rotten Tomatoes. I guess the only answer is that it's awesome.
Yeah. And the only reason why Toy Story 3 didn't have 100% was because one guy hated that they didn't die at the end. That's this bad review.
Cool. Let us know your thoughts, what you enjoyed or did not enjoy about the movie. We thought it was great. That's what's up. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We post stuff there now. We're on Spotify.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In case you didn't know, we're on
Yep.
Spotify.
We're on
Yeah,
Spotify
go
now.
back to our first episode and listen to how we sounded like.
No, don't do that.
You compare the beginning of Popcorn Hero.
Definitely press like, kids. We would like to have more likes on our Spotify. So even if you're listening to us on all
Subscribe.
Instagram, else,
Subscribe.
fucking-
I don't think we get likes there.
yeah, it's a like or something like that. Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for everything, kids. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.